so excited for today's video because we'll be diving into one of my favorite topics, and that's how to prepare for an empowered birth. I'm your host, Petra, and I am a birth doula, mama of four, and passionate advocate for women's innate wisdom in birth. If you're new here, consider subscribing so you won't miss empowering content, and make sure to hit the like button if you felt like this was helpful. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about what an empowered birth really means. So it's about honoring your body's capabilities, trusting your intuition, and making informed decisions. Empowerment comes from feeling supported, knowledgeable, and confident in your choices. Now, to achieve this, we'll focus on, I like to focus on evidence-based practices, but also practices or experiences that align with your unique needs, because just because something is evidence-based doesn't necessarily mean it's right for you and your unique situation and your unique values. So I think that one of the keys to an empowered birth is having a rock solid support team. Now, I want to say that you don't need to have a support team, but it does really help, okay? Especially if you're having a VBAC, not every single provider is supportive of a VBAC, vaginal birth after cesarean. So I never found a supportive provider when I was having my VBACs, and I still did it in an empowered way. So just a little caveat there. But I want to say that you should start by choosing a care provider. So your doctor, or if you want to choose a midwife. And I want you to make sure that they respect your birth preferences, your values, and it should be important to have shared decision making, and surround yourself with loved ones who uplift and encourage you. And of course, consider hiring a doula, because they can provide you with continuous support throughout your whole birth journey. And I think it's really important to find just those, it doesn't have to be a huge support team. Just find those key, even one or two people, like your partner, or if your partner's not on board, there might be some issues there you need to talk about, but you can hire a doula, like I said, and they will support you no matter what, as long as they align with your values. Also, empowerment begins with self-care. So prioritizing nurturing your mind and body during pregnancy. And the way you can do this is practicing mindfulness techniques such as meditation or visualization to stay centered and calm. And if you regularly exercise or do prenatal yoga, because this will also help to keep your body strong and flexible. So nurturing your mind and body are super important. Also, I say this all the time, but knowledge is power. Take the time to educate yourself about the birth process, and not just what it looks like on TV, okay? Literally look into what is happening to your body in order for you to birth your baby out of your body. That way you can understand the process and understand what's going on in your body. And then I want you to look into potential interventions, ones that you definitely don't want and ones that you would be okay with considering. And also think about comfort measures. So something you can do is attend an in-person childbirth education class or an online birth education class. And I've mentioned this before, but I do offer an online birth education class. I'm revamping it. I'm putting it on a new course hosting platform, so it's more user-friendly. But so I offer that, and then you can go through it step by step at your own pace. So just equip yourself with the tools you need to make informed choices during your labor, because no matter what, as long as you are okay with that choice, that is the perfect choice. Okay, so create a birth plan as well. I think this is super important because it helps guide you towards having that empowered birth experience. It's important for you to outline your preferences for pain management, what types of movements you'd like to do during labor, and if there's any specific cultural or religious practices you wish to incorporate. And share this plan with your birth team to ensure that everybody is on the same page and they know what you want. And if nothing else, if nobody even ever looks at your birth plan, because let's get real, who in the hospital, nurse or doctor, really sits there and stares at your birth plan through every single thing that's happening during your birth? Not very many, I don't think. So if nothing else, this is a tool to help you stay educated. So this in creating your birth plan, this might initiate you to think like, what does this intervention mean? How can this better, be better for my labor? Or how would this make my labor worse? And this could help you dive deeper into those subjects that you might not have done if you weren't creating a birth plan. So another thing that I think is super important is positive affirmations. They can be so incredibly empowering during your labor. And I say choose affirmations that resonate with you and help to reinforce your strength, resilience, and your ability to birth confidently. And keep those affirmations super close to you so that you can look at them and it's a reminder like, hell yeah, I can do this. I'm strong. My body was made to do this. All those kinds of amazing affirmations. And don't just choose the ones that are like mainstream just because that's what everybody's choosing. No, choose ones that, buy some on Etsy or Instagram. People sell them on there all the time. Or don't even buy any. Just take some pieces of oh gosh, what are these called? Note cards? What are these called? You know what I mean? These little note cards. Just write the affirmations on there and then stick them on your wall or just sit them around you so you can see them. Also, you can use photos. Like if you have any other kids, those sometimes can help to help you remember why you're doing this, because you're bringing this life into the world. But then also, there's the flip side of it. It could create, if you haven't worked through any birth trauma that if you've had previous kids, this might trigger some birth trauma because you might go back and think about their birth and everything that you didn't like about it. So really think about that. If you are holding on to birth trauma, release it. You need to work on that. You need to face it. There's no other way that you're going to heal from birth trauma other than dealing with it. Sweeping it under the rug, we're done with that, okay? That is last generation, generations before us. We're not doing that anymore. We're facing birth trauma head on and working through it to better ourselves and our babies. And, it's just going to be better for future generations going forward. Also, the environment. The environment is so super important. It's important to have a calm environment. So you really need to think about where you want to give birth. Okay. So think about home, birth center, or hospital. Where do you feel most comfortable? Because wherever you feel most comfortable, that's the place that you should give birth. No matter what anybody says, it's your choice, no matter what, because this is your experience. If you're somewhere where you don't feel comfortable, that is going to hinder your labor. It could stall your labor. It could make it really long. And also other things you can do is make it like a birth cave, because we're mammals. We want to give birth where we feel safe and where it's dark. So dim the lights, play soothing music, surround yourself with comforting objects like pillows or even scents, lavender. I normally keep these with me. These are lavender satchels. It's so freaking amazing. But so little things like that, you can hold it in your hand while you're in labor. And it doesn't matter where you give birth. You can do this anywhere. Put some little twinkle lights up to make this amazing ambiance. Anything you do that makes you feel comfortable, do it. Doesn't matter where you are. You are allowed to make it the space that feels right to you. And the biggest one that I feel like is trust yourself. Trust your body. You were made for this incredible, transformative journey. I want you to practice releasing any fears or doubts about your birthing abilities. Because remember, people have been giving birth for millions of years. And only recently, within the past 100 to 200 years, have we been interfering with this process. We've been introducing all of these interventions, okay? So before that, birth happened without anything, okay? So your body knows exactly what to do. It's important to trust in your innate wisdom to birth your baby the way your body knows how to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, but I feel like those are the key points to having that empowered birth. So if you felt like this was helpful, please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be dripping out content like this over the next 90 days and beyond. Okay. But for the next 90 days, I'm going to continue dripping this content out regularly, okay? And I want to know what's helpful for you, what you want to see, or what you want to learn about. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye!